Through Albanian ports, banned oil products from Russia and Libya continue to enter the European market. According to an investigation, the fuel is disguised as construction materials or hidden in specially modified ships, allowing smugglers to evade international sanctions and tax controls, RBC Ukraine reports, citing an investigation by Balkan Insight. At the beginning of the year, 2 ships, the Besart and the Aya Zanubia, arrived in Porto Romano on the Albanian coast, declaring that their cargo was cement. However, inspections revealed that they were carrying about 600,000 liters of undeclared oil. Investigators found that the port had been repeatedly used to import banned oil products from Russia and Libya. Experts believe that most of the smuggled fuel is of Russian origin, while another part comes from Libyan ports controlled by armed groups. Smuggling network and bribery. Albanian police have not commented on the investigation, but sources at the port of Durrës say such operations rely on falsified customs declarations and bribes. The smugglers use old ships flying the Tanzanian flag and registered with offshore companies, one of which is Batimarine Ownership, which has carried out several such shipments. Investigators suspect that the smugglers use fake contracts and routes disguised as fishing or towing trips to avoid controls. Montenegrin route and new routes. Between 2013 and 2016, about 1.7 million liters of illegal fuel were brought into Albania from Montenegro, according to investigators. Fishing boats were used as a cover, taking oil instead of fish and avoiding taxes. Prosecutors also uncovered a network of offshore companies that transported hundreds of thousands of liters of oil. The alleged organizers, Gjuksin Koka and Sergio Sula, are currently on the run. The Libyan connection and international networks. In 2022, another ship, the Queen Majeda, coming from Benghazi, Libya, was seized in Porto Romano. Authorities discovered 2.6 million liters of marine fuel, the import of which is prohibited in Albania. The investigation showed that in Libya, a country divided between rival administrations, oil smuggling finances armed groups. Experts say that Russia uses its connections with the forces of Khalifa Haftar to organize such operations across the Mediterranean. Fishing boats as cover. Albanian prosecutors are investigating several cases in which fishing boats transported smuggled fuel from Libya, adapted to hold tens of thousands of liters. The loads were disguised as fish exchanges. According to the Durrës prosecutor's office, over 750,000 liters of contraband oil have been seized since 2022. The seized fuel is of very low quality, suitable only for cargo ships and machinery, not for private vehicles. Albanian authorities admit that illegal fuel imports continue, despite sanctions, with Porto Romano and Durrës remaining the main centers of the illicit trade. Investigators link these operations to international criminal networks that use old ships and offshore companies to hide real transport routes. Meanwhile, India's refineries have started paying for Russian oil in yuan, with the company Indian Oil Corp carrying out some transactions in the Chinese currency at the request of traders. Global oil prices rose after statements from the White House about possible trade talks with China, which investors saw as a sign of easing tensions between the world's 2 largest energy consumers.